Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Coach JC. Everyone gather around should be a good one today. Today's topic is who you get married to is more important than how long it takes for you to get married. Bottom line, how long it takes for you to get married, it could be 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, a decade. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's all about person who you choose to spend the rest of your life with. Like I said, some people find it at all different ages, whether it's 20, 25, 30, 40. It doesn't really matter. It's just about being in the right position mentally, emotionally, and putting yourself out there to receive love. You know, a lot of times you hear stigmatism, especially for women, they be like, well, women got to be married before she hit 30 years old. And I'm like, wow, at 30 years old, it seems so long ago, maybe like 5, 6 years ago for me. But then actually, now that I'm like in my 30s, it's like, that's still, you still got a whole lot of life left, you know what I mean? So to say somebody should be married by their 30s or 40s, that's still mind blowing to me. But then it comes down to really when God finds you a mate for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I write in my book, God's timing. He has the final say of everything. You know, when you find your mate, when y'all meet up, when y'all date, all that stuff. You know, where you gonna meet up at? I mean, for me personally, like I said, I kind of thought it out a long time ago. I was like, yeah, I'll probably be married and have a kid when my 30s would actually happen, but that's because I manifested. I've been praying. I was praying to God for a long time to have it happen. So it did work itself out in my favor. But at the end of the day, you know, I had those days where it was tough. Today, it was go on dates one day, hear some good buzz, good chatter. Next 2 days, the next 2 3 weeks, she ghosts me, or I might be not interested in her. So you know, it all depends on the situation. You know, everything's a case by case basis. You know, and like I said, I think if you single, enjoy being single. You know, enjoy being single, enjoy being, not saying out there, but enjoy being single. Like going on trips, going on different restaurants, being to yourself, working on your fitness, focus on your health, focus on your financial situation. And it's not like when you get married, all that goes away too. It just kind of, hopefully that person that you ran into your life enhances that, and y'all enhance each other's life. That's hope and pray for. But yeah, like you single, enjoy this time, you know, because once you say I do, you know, after the wedding, all the champagne and all the ceremony goes over with. Give about 2 or 3 weeks, you know, you start looking at your phone like, okay, I'm glad I made this decision to marry this person because it takes time, you know what I mean? And it takes a while to find that person. But like I said, once you find that person, you're gonna be like, I'm grateful I had those days where I had where I had those days where I got stood up, or I had to leave the relationship to get to this person. And I love the fact that that it took so long. It might be, you know, nudging God like, well, what's going on? When you gonna find out our husband? When you gonna find out wife? But trust me, when you find her, you find him, it's gonna be like, wow, I'm so glad it took so long because it's amazing. You know, when you find that person. I know it's struggle. You know what I'm saying? I always get the analogy like you win the championship. You know, the Dodgers, they just won they championship back to back. You know, but when you in the grind, you know, you like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna repeat. I don't know if I get a championship. And once that confetti come down, it's like there's no better feeling for them guys. You know, them guys, that's something they got a lifetime achievement they can talk to their kids, their grandkids about. So it's like, you know, there's gonna be some struggles, there's gonna be some heartaches, there's gonna be some heartbreaks, but to say the mission, you know, enjoy the time being, whether you're single, you're in a relationship, enjoy being you know what I'm saying? And like I said, when that person come along, yeah, share vision, share goals, share mindset, it works out, you know. Because sometimes everybody that's married not happy, don't mean that they are in a successful marriage, or some people they just out there winging it. They in marriage, they saying, hey, you know, we married, you know, we've been together 5, 10 years, or, you know, we married, but it's not fulfilling, there's no love, exchange for one another. It's just, hey, we're just married. So, you know, just be cautious of that. Don't be so eerie, don't be so on the fence about marriage, and don't let nobody influence you about, oh yeah, you know, you need to find your spouse. You know, it's trying to be the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you're gonna be around your family, but like, when you gonna find such and such? And just hear it, don't hear it. You know, they're like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna find my husband. Husband gonna find me once the time is right. When God finds it, man or female. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, once it happens, you know, now it just comes natural. And now you just come to the family barbecue. You come to these holidays, and you know, it's just like, hey, this is your person. You know, when that person show up, you know, I'm here or they're here. So, you know, everything works out. Same thing with a job. You be, man, I can't wait to get a job. You're not working, and then next thing you know, you start working 4 or 5 months, and it's like nobody talks about, oh, when are you gonna get you a job? You're like, okay, are you gonna find something else, or are you trying to do something different? But nobody really talks about that time. But you know that struggle, you know that heartache when you're on that pathway trying to find jobs, trying to find work, and it can be stressful going to different interviews and stuff. The same process when coming down to marriage. Like, this process is not easy, but once you find that person, you find that dream spot, then yeah, you're good to go. But yeah, that's all I really got to say. Until next time out, Coach JC.